All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning. We are back for another great class with the one and only Janine Casper. She is going to be reviewing DocuSign forms. Templates, which are going to cut your time in DocuSign in half. This is going to save you so much time. It's almost a set it and forget it, so you can get yourselves prepped and ready to move forward with this as time goes on. So Janine, take it away and get ready to learn a lot, guys. It's gonna be good.
All right,
I'm
guys.
gonna love her, like,
That's fine. Like Amanda said, this is DocuSign templates, creating templates for your contracts. I use it for the consumer information statement. You can do it for your leases. This will cut down time when it comes time to actually writing the contracts and everything else, making everything that much more faster for you. So we're basically just starting in DocuSign and mainly working in DocuSign today because this is where you create them. So once you're in DocuSign, you clicked on switch to rooms, which I'm already there. What we're going to do is click on my documents. They changed this dashboard on me and I found that out on Tuesday, so I was very confused when I went in. We're just gonna wait for this to load.
How do I get to the docs?
You can just go into DocuSign, just DocuSign right from the internet. You don't actually have to go into command to get there. I'll give you a second to get in. This is where you are. There's packets. You can actually create your own packets. So if you have certain documents that you specifically send out, you can create your own little packet for them if you want to. This is brand new, so I don't know too much about this yet. There are standard ones that are in here. There are things that look funky. I have stuff for Fort Lee in here as well as Park Views. That's why you see CV on here besides PD. So there's two different things. But if you scroll down, there's this section called forms. There's a library, forms, and templates. So what you're going to do is choose this drop down and select templates and hit apply. Then from here, this big blue button where you can go to your right says create a form template. You will click on this. Another box pops up. You're going to choose your library and choose where you're going to pull the form from. So for the Park Views office, you want to go to the KW 1022 folder for your consumer information statements. If you are in Fort Lee, I know if people from Fort Lee on here, you want to go to the NJMLS for this document. It's just one screen, maybe you didn't set the web. Oh, you have not been on the announcer screen. You are not set up. Do you have an RDS? Yes. Otherwise, you might have access to any documents. Thank you. So from here, you click on the library you want for, like I said, we're gonna look for the consumer information statement to start, and I'm gonna start typing consumer. So it there's the form. What happened here? Oh, I'm in the wrong office. That's why. 1095 is Rutherford. Whew, confused there for a second. Here's the consumer information statement. Again, if you're in the Fort Lee office, go to the NJMLS folder. From here, you're going to hit use. It's going to open the form for you. Reason why I do this form is it depends upon what side of the transaction you're working on, whether you're working on the buy side or the seller side. So the first thing I'm going to do is come up here and change the name of this. The first thing I'm going to do is change the name of this document. So I'm going to come up here and hit the pencil. I'm going to delete this all out and I'm going to call this seller CIS. Once I'm done with that, I must go to this green check mark and click it. If you do not hit that and you hit save and close, if you do not click on this and you hit save and close, what happens is it saves the document, it doesn't save the name change. Believe me, I've done it numerous times where I've hit save and close and the name does not change. So the next thing I want to do is just scroll down. Since I'm working on the seller side, this top section right here where this box is for the seller landlord. So I'm going to click in this box. Sorry guys, I'm just admitting people. And I'm going to type in Keller, Williams, Park Views. Then I'm going to copy it. I short key a lot of things. I'm going to copy it, and Keller Williams Park Views must go in this bottom box. Your name must go in this box. Now what I do is I choose the seller's agent and dual disclosed if the opportunity arises. This is how you always want to operate. You don't know if you're going to operate as a seller's agent strictly or a buyer's agent or transaction broker. You always want to choose seller agent and dual disclosed if the opportunity arises. Now that this is all typed in for you, you just hit save and close, and the template now for the seller side is complete for you. And it shows it right here. Now what I want to do to make my life easier is go to the drop down next to this and click copy. It's going to reopen the form for me. I'm going to come up once this loads. I'm going to come up to the top, remove the word copy, change the word seller to buyer. It's a little check mark so it saves. Now as I scroll down, my name and the Keller Williams Park views that need to be there, whether you're either side of the transaction, are automatically there for me. But what I'm going to do is take this one and cut it out of there and put it to the right, because this right side signifies that you're working with a buyer or tenant. Then I'm going to come down, I'm going to click on buyer's agent and dual disclosed. Again, this is always the standpoint you want to go from, and you hit save and close. What's great now is now you have your buyer side set up and your seller side set up for everything going forward for yourself. This is one of the first documents I do. So let's just say you got a listing coming up. My suggestion is come into your template section, do your seller CIS, and then you can always apply it in the room after the fact. So now it's one and done and you're moving forward faster. Or if you got time, you do it. Now the thing is,
Sorry, very fast for me. Where did you get that template? I'm here, there's no template at all.
are you in the forms and you went to my documents up top?
I am having my thought.
Are you in the room section? Did you switch to rooms?
I'm new with it.
Okay, hold on 1 second. No, if you're in a wrong area, that's fine. You can just switch to rooms. This is where all your rooms will sit in here for every transaction. Now you'll click on my documents. Down here. Here, templates, and apply, and then this is where you go in there. You're welcome. So now the next form I like to do is the contract. Contract, I do 3 different ways, and I do that because you can operate 3 different ways as an agent. One as a non-dual agent overall, it's you and another brokerage. One as a dual agent with somebody in the office, and then you full dual agent with your own particular listing. So I'll have a contract set up 3 ways. So first what I need to do now is click on new template. I'll choose the library down here and go to NJAR. And I'll do a quick little search for the contract. 118 brings up the contract for you. I'll select it and I hit use. Gonna change the name on this one right away to a non-dual agent. I'm gonna click the green check mark. If I don't say it, I won't do it. And I'm gonna go ahead now and start pre-filling in this document for myself. So since I'm a non-dual agent, I'm always gonna choose that I'm working with the buyer and not the seller. I will scroll to the bottom of this page and I will enter my name. Second page, there is nothing that you can fill in because this is per transaction. The buyer's name, address, seller's name, address, property address, numbers, none of this can correspond with anything that you're doing unless it's for the transaction. But what I can do is come down here and start pulling out section 56 here, line 56, additional deposit. You can leave this blank. This is saying when the deposit's being given. If you leave it blank, it's automatically 10 days after attorney review. I like to write it in there because that's just me. 10 days after ARIP. Also too, when a lawyer is looking at this is a slightly different font. So as they're going through the contract, if you do have stuff in here, they're going to pick it up a little faster because it is a different font. It's going to distract their eye and catch it for them. Where is the deposit going? It's going to the seller's attorney. Now I don't have to do that anymore. I'll never have to write that again for a contract. I'll scroll down. Mortgage is generally based on a 30-year mortgage and a 30-year payment schedule. So I'm gonna stick that in there ahead of time. When does the mortgage commitment have to be given? If you leave it blank, it's 30 days after attorney review, but I like to write it in there because again, that's just me. So now I have all of that keyed in. I can't key anything here or here. This is the actual mortgage amount and the type that changes per transaction. Can't put anything here. That's your closing date. But what I can do in this section, this is items that are included in the sale or excluded from the sale. You can write per MLS in each of these sections. I short key a lot of things, copy and paste will become your best friend. So whatever's listed on the MLS or is negotiated after the fact. Closing agent, what title company are you using? You always want to try to use Carnegie Title, so you just type that in there ahead of time for yourself. I don't know, this is 1.5%, I think it's very rare, I just leave it blank. Municipal assessments, we generally don't have municipal assessments in this area, so you can check this off ahead of time. Coming down here, type of home, single, 2-family, condo, townhouse, can't put it in because that's per transaction. Tenants, are there tenants, yes or no? Is it built before 78 or after 78? Again, per transaction section, so you can't fill anything out here. But as you come down, this is the inspection section. Again, these say if it's left blank, it's 3 days, whatever. I, again, like put all the numbers in here. At any point in time that you can adjust it. Point of entry systems, we don't have them up in this area, so I choose no. Cesspools, not up in this area, I got no. And you don't need to choose anything down here if you've chosen no up here. As you continue to come down to the inspection section again, if left blank, there are numbers there. I'm gonna stick the numbers in. That's just me. Nice, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. There's nothing to fill out on these pages at all. This is my favorite part. The declarations page. You can get this section, which is where you're typing most of the information, every single contract done ahead of time. So here, in next to the letter A, on line 575, you're going to type in your office name. The box down from it, why I skipped that one. You're going to put your name. Now I'm going to copy the Keller Williams name, and I'm going to scroll down to the participating firm, and I'm going to paste it in there. I'm going to scroll back up quickly, copy my name, paste it in there, just taking time when I'm doing this. I can go ahead and put in the office address. Oh, spelled Rutherford wrong. Then put the phone number in. Put my cell phone number in. Put my email. Okay. Now I can also go ahead and put the office license number in. It's really sad that I know the office license number and I don't know my own. It starts as 17. That's all I can tell you right now. But you would go ahead and put your license number in. I'll fix that later. This section here, again, it's per transaction. Is anyone involved in the transaction? That's a real estate agent. Is it the listing agent owns the property? Are you the one that owns the property or buying the property? So you'd have to mark that off again per transaction. And as you scroll down, this is all per transaction, what documents you included and not included, all of this. So now your contract is a good chunk of the way filled out as a non-dual agent. So I'm going to hit save and close. Some days DocuSign's faster than others. Now I have to hit refresh on the page. We did this yesterday or Tuesday. Because it's not showing for whatever reason. Oh my. There we go. Okay, now I go down, it's showing here non-dual agent. So now I'm going to copy this. Again, you can do these little by little as you're doing things. Your best bet is always to get your CIS set up and at least this first part of the contract. You can always come back if you're working with another agent, come in, create the other template really fast, and then apply it to your transaction. And I will show you how to apply it later. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to change this name. I'm going to take out the non, and I'm going to write dual agent office. Now what I'm gonna do is change this from the buyer, not the seller, to both the buyer and the seller. Because now people in this office, whether it's you and your listing or you and another agent, represent both the buyer and the seller. So that's why you choose that one. And all I'm gonna do is ignore everything till I get to the declarations page, because everything else I did is all filled in. And it stays there, that doesn't change. But on this point, I'm gonna change this to dual disclosed. I'm gonna copy and paste the Keller Williams Park use to here. Then I'm gonna go here and put in the listing firm. At this point, I can copy the license number, put it up here, because it's the same license number, copy the address. Copy the whoops, I don't know what I did there. So they say copy the cell phone number for the phone number for the office. And that's about as far as I can go, because I don't know who the other agent is. I don't know their ID number or with their cell phone number and email, but at least I now have a piece of this filled out. So now this one's done. Oh, and I hit the green check mark up here. That would not have saved, right? Now I can hit save and close. Now I'm going to go back to the dual agent office one. That's the one I want to work with next. And I'm going to hit copy for the third time. I hit this would do it. Okay. Now it won't even let me edit it. Okay, now that this is open, I can edit this and just call myself a dual agent. Again, hit the green check mark. This stays both the buyer and the seller. Now I just come back down to the declarations page, and all I do from here is copy my information up. So I don't have to worry. Again, your license number, I'm just sticking 17. And then for the commission due, what you want to do is write per listing agreement. So this way everybody knows they can refer to the listing agreement. So the buyer doesn't necessarily know that you're getting, say, 5% on the deal. But this is done now. Save and close.
From the CD or the HUD.
Huh?
Right?
Still, eventually, when the seller would know when they get the HUD, but that when you're writing the offer, they don't know till the end. So now at this point, I have my buyer's CIS, my seller, my contracts here. Another one that I generally do is I go to Garden MLS. And I'm going to search for agreements. There are listing commission agreements for Garden, for anybody who does use Garden. They only have one form for listing, and for a rental and for a sale, which is nice. You don't have to worry about 2 different ones. Hudson's got 2 different ones. So in this particular case here, I will go ahead and fill all this out. Office phone number. Now, there's nothing else in this box that I can fill out in box 1 because this all pertains to the property and the seller's information and then the sales price or rental price. I can't fill out anything in box 2 because that's your listing dates. However, I can continue to fill out box 3 by putting my name in. And then choosing this middle box that says seller's agent and landlord's agent if the opportunity arises. Now, this bottom part is all rental, so I'm going to check off no for everything. The top part is sale. I'm going to check off no for a sub agent, but yes for buyers, broker, and transaction brokers. Yes, you are to give a transaction broker a commission, but that is up to you. Now, if you have a person who gets a standard 5% listing all the time and you constantly give out 2.5%, you can go ahead right ahead of time and put in your 2.5% minus whatever your compensation or minus is. That's up to you. So that's filled out there.
Office doesn't have a fixed number.
No. We do not have a fixed number. That is completely up to you.
How much would the office take?
The minimum.
The office doesn't take anything from it. It goes back to, huh?
It goes
The
back to
MLS
the-
did.
You get billed from the MLS.
Yeah, but how much would be the minimum to cover the bill?
The bill's like $25.
I think one is 35
And Jay's 35, Garden is 25, and I forget how much Hudson is. It's like somewhere in between there, between the 25 and 35. But you get that bill to you directly on your monthly invoice.
Yeah, I got that, that's why I'm
Yeah.
asking, so I have to put it at least the minimum to cover the.
Yes, you want to put at least the minimum to cover your cost of what it is to list.
or like?
Oh, most agents do $275.
So who takes it to 7?
You get it.
I do.
At the time of closing, you'll get it. And then you get it back in the office. The office does not take from it on the split. Yep.
Okay.
On average, most agents do about $275. Sales commission, again, if you're someone who takes 5%, you can stick your 5% in here ahead of time. Again, you can always key this in. 2.5%, 5%, you're minus 275, so that's in there. This is the fun part. Listing agent ID number. This is your 6-digit ID number to sign into Garden. 305-825. I do know that number though. Then you want to fill in the broker's name. Again, Fortley, you're going to fill in for Han's name, so I know I got Fortley people on there. And the broker ID is not Teresa's ID number, it's the actual ID number for the broker for the office, which is 5243. That is Parkview's. If anybody in Fortley is wondering what theirs is, let me know and I will give it to you. And you can now have this all filled out for the sale side. So again, I'm going to come up here and change this. Home, sale, garden, MLS, check, save. A lot easier on a rental when you know your
Then
conditions.
5243.
5243 is for garden. So I'm going to go to, what? I have to hit refresh again. Didn't show it right away.
You said that's for Garden City.
That's for garden state MLS.
If I put in both MLS.
NJ has a different ID number, but NJ MLS is easier. No, this is strictly garden's listing paperwork.
Oh,
I think we got a paper from Janine when we started, which has all the numbers, right?
Probably from Jay. No, it might have come from Jay.
From
From Jay, probably from Jay, yeah.
They had all the
Numbers
numbers.
on it. So now we have the sales garden one. I'm gonna copy this one. Well, let me edit. Oh, well. Ooh, I don't want to do all of that. I'm gonna change this to rental. Oh. Oh, I did not spell rental at all. That was not even a word. Okay, so now with rental, again, I'm gonna come down. I have to delete out what I wrote in here. Change these to no. Leave the sub-agent no, and then yes. Most people, again, have a standard half month. There we go, minus 100. I mean, this again, you can change these if you need to, but at least your template's created. Rental commission is generally 1 month. You can change this down here to half month, minus your 100, 75, 50, whatever you choose.
Get only half month,
That's, well, yes, because you're splitting with another agent,
but then the other agent gets.
the other half.
The other half.
Yes.
Right.
So then this is all filled out, and now once again, your bottom section is filled out. You can do a template for your lease. So again, that bottom section's filled out, or other little things like, do you always do a late fee of $75 and $50 for a bounce check? Like, there's different templates you can create, but this is where you go in and create them. What I'm going to do quickly is show you how you apply your templates. So I'm gonna go to,
Yeah, is there a class only for the DocuSign, how you go here, because I have no idea where you find this.
Yeah,
I know how to fill it up, the paperwork, I just don't know how to navigate it on DocuSign.
oh yeah, there are classes. We have a class that's a DocuSign workflow class.
I thought this one.
It's on my website. I'll show you in a little bit. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna search for myself because I'm in here. I'm glad I spelled my name right. I am not 53 years old. This is not my birthday in here. I do not want it does not ever change. So I'm going to click on my name. I probably have about 1,000 different things in here. Opportunities. I just did one. Create a new opportunity. I'm gonna change it to Rutherford because I'm in Rutherford today. But I'm gonna do a buy side. I'm gonna stick in a random close date just to show you a couple of things. I'll do the end of April. My budget's gonna be 500,000, 2.5% is what I'm receiving. I'm changing this to active. You want this in the active state. Otherwise, if Jess or I go to search for something, we cannot find it in the system. It's not in the active state. You can leave the stage here showing, searching, that doesn't matter. We just need the phase in the active state. So now I'm gonna hit create. I'm a buyer. On the opportunity, as you see, it opens a new tab. Again, always utilize this property section, the property that the person is buying. Hit save. Go to the documents tab. Choose your checklist type. Do this first. As you can see, there's documents that say DS or things that say DS next to them. That means these documents are being brought into DocuSign. This is the consultation phase. You have your under contract phase and your closed phase. So just always want to do this first and then hit start transaction. It automatically goes to DocuSign. If you're new, it doesn't have to show the dot loop. And what happens now is all the documents that are required are brought in for you. Except on a listing. The listing agreement is never brought in because if you're listing in Union County and only going on Garden, we have that. Most of the stuff is NJ, so it's there. So now it shows all the documents in here. So I'm just going to open up the consumer information statement so you can see it's blank. Normally what you'd have to do is every transaction, you'd have to come in here as this loads and scroll to the bottom, and then you're gonna have to type this every single time, which is kind of annoying. But because you created a template, all you have to do is right click on this document and hit apply template. Now it's gonna come up because we created 2 templates. You're gonna choose the one you want, buyer. I'm gonna reopen it. And now as I scroll down, why did that not apply? That was really weird. KW 1095, KW 1095. Apply template, that should not, oh, it should have applied a template there. It worked the other day when I did it. A template. Should have filled it out for you. Or at least worked when I did it Tuesday. That's really strange. What is going on? That's not good when I'm trying to teach something. I'm gonna right click on the contract, hit apply template. Non-dual, apply. Right. Where are my templates? Please work. I've been doing these for years. It's so much faster when you have your template created. For some reason, the CIS one, I have to see if there's a disconnect error there. All right, so the contract, we did the template, the buyer, not the seller, is chosen. My name is written here. Because I put the property information in command, it automatically linked it into the property section in DocuSign. So the property is here because I put the sale amount in command. The sale amount is here. This, all the stuff that I filled in is all in here. I put the closing date in command, it pulled it in for me. This box over here is strictly for words. So if you don't have an exact closing date because your buyers are flexible, you can type in here flexible for sellers or anything like that. So this box is strictly for text. This one is strictly for a date mark. Again, the per MLS, everything I've chosen is in here except what was not. As I go down, the fun part, my stuff is in here. So as you fill out the details page, documents. No, sorry, details page. So as you continue to fill out your details page with the seller's name and address, which again, double check your tax records, your seller's address may be different from the property address because that means it's an investment property. And always fill out seller 1 with their name and the address. It does have to go on the contract. Don't fill out the address for seller 2. It's not going to filter onto the contract and it's a complete waste of time. But just put your seller 2 name in here. Again, once you put the listing agent information, all of that will then filter on. So all you have to do is come up here and hit edit and it will all filter in here. Now I need to go figure out something. Back to my documents really fast. KW 1095, K number 1095. I'm trying to figure out now why this did not hold properly. KW 1095.
Would your name have anything to do with it?
Nope.
Was in one, I think you use your middle initial, this one doesn't.
That doesn't even have my name on it. It's not filled out, it's not applying the template for whatever reason for this particular document. It's not even filling it out. And I don't know why there's a disconnect at all between what pulled in here and what's in our.
Pulling your properties. It's pulling your property stuff versus the.
It always does. That's a DocuSign thing. We're not even gonna go there with that one. I argued with them. I'm gonna delete this out for a second. I think I might know what the issue is, and it might be something Amanda and I have to fix on the back end. I'm gonna go KW 1095. Here it is. So if I come in here and add the document, I'm gonna click on this. Buyer CIS system, adding it from here. There might have been an adjustment that was made, and we might have to pull it out quickly and pull it back in.
I see you.
Yeah, okay, that's an issue. Amanda and I, we have to fix the issue with pulling that out and pulling it back in from Command to DocuSign. It's fixed now. We might have had a correction on this form. There might have been something off. And when it's being pulled into the room, it's pulling the old form and not the new form, and I did the template off the new form in the system. That's what the issue was. But as you can see, it's live now. So that was the issue with that one. So Amanda and I have to go in and fix that and into DocuSign, so it's working for everybody with Command. But again, I do this. This is how you apply them. I'm gonna go back up into my documents. Something I do for Hudson County MLS, and I've done them for other agents. I think Rachel's on here. You can add a document that's directly from your computer. Is it Lewis, are you talking about a document that you particularly use all the time for maybe like rental applications? You can unmute yourself. So like Rachel, I work with, and I think she's on too, Hudson County MLS. They have a lot of different W-9 form. Okay, we do not like to put the W-9 form in DocuSign, as the W-9 form requires to put the client's social security number on there. So I don't like that in there, because then you're responsible for having their social security number on file. And if somebody were to hack into your DocuSign, that's not really a good thing. So I generally tell tenants to go online. It's a PDF form fillable for the W-9, and they can do it themselves and print it out and hand it to you with the checks to give the landlord. Yeah, it's just a security thing. I don't want anybody ever getting in trouble for anything, or all of a sudden they've gotten hacked and you're the only one that they know they had your social security number. Nobody needs to get in trouble. So, okay, Hudson County MLS. Hudson County MLS have lots of forms. So one of them is their commission agreement form. They also have two of them. The exclusive right to sell or rent or lease. We're gonna pull up the sale one. And I will partially fill this form. Not a whole lot to fill in on this form, but I will fill it out as best as I can.
So you're saying that if I find a form here and I fill it up one time, next time that I need, I just need to change the address and sellers or buyers information.
Yes. So in the broker spot, you can put the broker's name. List price is gonna change, possession date. I don't know, half the time I usually put to be determined, because we really don't know when that's gonna happen. Again, if you're somebody that gets a standard 5% listing, you can stick 5% in here. And how many days after expiration is the agreement for? You have to write the word days in here. You just can't write a number. NJMLS has the word days in their agreement. Hudson County doesn't. So you can write 180 days, 60 days, 90 days, whatever your normal preference is for this. Keller Williams Park Views, your name goes here. You are working as a seller and dual disclosed agent if the opportunity arises. Again, if you're someone who generally gives out 2.5%, 275, stick that in there. And then that's it, because again, this information here is the owner's information. And then you can have your Hudson County right to sell agreement. They have different property description forms in here. So depending upon what you do a lot of, you may want to create that template first for yourself. So if you're someone that deals again with a lot of two-family homes, you want to do the two-family property description form for yourself. So I'll go back to Hudson County. Again, not too much to fill out on this. I'm gonna type in property. So I don't know why there's two different forms in here. I'm very confused with this. I'm just gonna click on the 2 to 4 family one. I have to double check Hudson County forms and see if there's ones in here that need to be removed or they're up to date. Okay, listing office number. Again, this is the ID number for Hudson County MLS for the office. Listing salesperson number. This is your number for Hudson County MLS. This is not your real estate license number. It is not the office phone number and your phone number. A lot of people tend to do that. 1674. I really don't know my Hudson County stuff. So again, my compensation I can put in 0. If I generally give out 2.5% to 75. Transaction broker, the same. You would check off 2 family, 3 family, 4 family again per transaction. Not much here to fill out. That's again per transaction, but at least you'd have your standard commission in here and you have your standard and your ID numbers in here. There's not a lot. These are forms that are quick and easy to fill out. So have your templates created. If you want to create it for a condo, the 2 to 4 family rental property, it's sometimes these little things just make your life move that much faster. Like I said, Hudson County has a separate rental form, which was similar to the sale form, because you can go into your rental form, your half month minus 175.50, whatever you choose. But these are how you create them. I have shown you how. Whoa, what did I just do? What happened? Oh, the data close. Oh, I have 2 things open here. All you have to do is, I'm gonna just go to the buyer room. I don't really care. Documents. I'm going to add form. Hudson County, oops. Sale agreements, because I have to manually add this one. When you go in here, I'm just gonna choose the one that's in there. So now when I put it into the room, it automatically becomes a template. Let's say I'm listing on NJ Garden and Hudson. I'm gonna go to my garden form now and find the garden agreements. Commission agreements, and I also have a sale. Oh, I didn't change the name. I don't add it properly. Awesome. There's a reason why you're supposed to hit the green check mark. And then I can hit add, and what's going to do now is bring in both documents for me. I don't have to add one, come back out, add one. You can go to multiple rooms, and now when I open them, they're going to be filled out.
And Joyce is member of all of these MLSs, right?
Yeah.
So if we are not, we have to go under her to. add
Correct.
anything or-
So the broker has, yes, Joyce has to be a member of all of the MLSs. So they're in here again, filled out, except for my property information. So again, if I'm taking 5% listing, I'm giving out 2.5, 275, whatever your numbers are. I don't think I generally see more than 300 on that number. Some people do 250, 225. It really is up to you on what you want to do there. But now this form is filled out. My Hudson County form is filled out. So once you fill in the details page the rest of the way, it'll all filter onto there. I will say on a listing, when you're filling out the details page, owner's phone number must be on a listing commission agreement form. The MLS has a right to call the owner and take the document from us and pull the owner to make sure the home is for sale. So it has to be on here, but it doesn't have to be posted to the MLS. That's the difference.
Right, but if you are on the list side, not on the.
On the listing side. So when you're on the list side, as you can see, this one's spelled out. When you're doing this, make sure the phone number is in all 3 spots. It filters into the cell phone spot from command, but it doesn't filter into the home and business spot. And I honestly forget which one it pulls for the documents. I think it pulls from the home spot. I think you have to cut it and paste it into the home spot. Otherwise, it's not going to filter onto there. But these are how you create templates. These are how you move faster by having your CIS filled out, your contract filled out, especially if you're somebody who works with a lot of buyers. You cut your time down drastically. I'm going to go to the internet if this little thing wants to go away. Hide. How do I hide this? Hide. It needs to go away. I'm gonna move it because I can't figure this out. All right. I'm gonna go to my website, which is yourkwleverage.net. And this up. I have a resources tab here. There's trainings and classes that I'm going to click on. I have the broker in Fort Lee calling me, so I need to do something with Texas. Okay. So trainings and classes. There is a listing class that I did, ABCs of real estate. These are all the different documents and the importance of them and why we send them for signature. I have the command to DocuSign buying side. Again, everything I do when it comes to listing on the buy side, I start in command, go to DocuSign, come back to command. I show you how everything works. This is Amanda's class on how to submit commissions in command. This is a 3-minute video on how to archive opportunities. Clients you're not working with anymore that aren't buying or aren't selling anymore, not a deal that's closed. The buyer you fired because they just were crazy, you know, you come up with these things. So that's how to archive them. This is the command to DocuSign workflow from Amanda. It's just how everything flows together between the transactions. And that's all I have in here at the moment. This class is being recorded. It will be in here hopefully at some point next week. I have other things in here. There's just lots of things, sample documents on how they need to be filled out. Fines and fees for the areas, the lead paint law, if anyone's questioning that. There's this document definitions, which is all these documents and a definition of them, so you can always print that and look at it.
Yeah, where do I find that?
YourKWleverage.net.
Mine, okay.
No, it's called YourKWleverage.net. It's actually called it's my website. So it's a good source of tool just for resources and stuff. I do have affiliated links in here for NAR, NJR, attorney, Carnegie Title, Carnegie Home and Auto, or preferred attorney contact sheet is in here. Amanda and I are going to try to come up with some other 3-minute videos that are little tips and tricks to get them done and put them on here for you. Like I said, this template class will be going up there to make your life easier. Again, when you come into DocuSign, just make sure you're in your rooms, click on My Documents, and then just scroll down and make sure you're in your template section and not in forms. Forms is just going to show you, I just cleared it out, so it's showing me all the forms. You want to go to templates. Forms will just show you what forms are in our system, not necessarily how to create them. It'll have word sample be written right across it. And they're all in here, and you'll just continue to create them. I need to fix this because it's going to drive me nuts, because I didn't clearly save the name right. Or
How did you get to the contract on the Garden City in the list?
I added it into the from the
How do you
templates.
do that? Yeah, like now I was navigating here, I found what you have there, but not the contract.
The listing agreement.
No, the contract.
Oh, the state contract.
Yeah.
Oh, once I started my room in command and I opened up, I took the checklist type and I opened up the transaction. Yes. All your transactions, you always want to start in command. Enter your contact, start the opportunity. Other what happens is you go to DocuSign, you add a room, you have to enter your buyer, your seller's information. Guess what? When it's time for you to get paid, you got to go enter your buyer and seller information into command now. If you enter it there first and follow the process, it brings the information over for you. Otherwise, you're doing double the work. And then it links together also, so you don't have to worry about downloading and re-uploading. You just come over here. If it's executed, go to your room docs and you can do a search for it. But this class here, this command workflow class, DocuSign command workflow, that'll help you figure out. I think, I don't know if it's 30, 40 minutes. It's Amanda's class that's on here. Does anybody have any questions? No? No?
Yes.
Yes.
When the templates, let's say the form changes, there are changes to the forms, you will have to change the templates. So.
You can go in and I think you should be able to, you might be able to just go in and edit the template.
But who reminds us like that, hey, the forms need to change? Like, if we don't remember it, we are doing the old form, right?
No, the new form automatically pulls in
Into
in
the
command,
template?
into command, yes.
Okay,
You just might have to go in and hit edit to adjust the fields.
okay,
That's all. And you'll realize that when you go to open a contract and be like, oh, I need to fix this.
okay, oh, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, everyone. Thank you for coming to my class today on how to create templates in DocuSign. Hopefully this will speed up your writing process, writing your contract listings, whatever. Again, listing agreements, I always suggest if you're using NJ, do it in their website because it'll save you lots of time. You can see that one in my listing class that I did. And if anybody has any other questions with Command DocuSign, Command is your person, because she's our tech girl, but I'm also available at times too. All right, everyone, have a fabulous Thursday, we're on Thursday, I don't know where we are apparently. Bye.
Thank you.